We are back on the indie scene with one of the most popular indie series out there, Shantae. Now, Shantae was developed by WayForward, who some of you may know for their licensed games such as DuckTales Remaster or sequels to established franchises like Contra 4. But outside of their dealings with Disney and Konami, WayForward would use their funds made from these games and make their own original titles, one of them being Shantae. The first Shantae game was released very late in the Game Boy Color's life cycle. I remember seeing this game being mentioned online a lot, but I've never played it myself. It wasn't until I played the sequel to this game where I got my first taste of the series. Risky's Revenge was originally released on Nintendo's DSi service in 2010, but I actually didn't play this game until it got ported over to the PS4 in 2015. The PS4 is actually the enhanced version of the game called the Director's Cut. This version includes a mode called Magic Mode, which increases Shantae's attack but lower her defense. She's also rocking this awesome genie costume, which I am a fan of, but for this review, I just stuck with the original mode. So the story for Risky's Revenge is pretty simple. Shantae is a guardian of this town called Scuttletown. Shantae is a half genie, so she has all these magical powers that she can use to defend this town. There's a relic expo going on at the town, and during the showcase, Shantae's uncle reveals his magical lamp. This lamp has some unknown dangerous powers, so Risky Boots, who is the main villain of this game, comes in and steals the lamp. In order for the lamp to reach its full potential, Risky has to collect 3 of these magical seals, so Shantae is out to stop Risky and her plans of power. During the adventure, we meet some of Shantae's friends, but they don't really get much development in this game. I don't feel like I really know who any of them are. I applaud the design of the characters. I always found the overall style of Shantae characters appealing and definitely one of the main reasons why I wanted to get into the series. The writing in this game is pretty funny and got a couple of laughs from me, but overall the story is pretty straightforward. So when talking about the game itself, this game is rocking a very refreshing retro style, something that wouldn't be out of place on the Game Boy Advance. I love how the game looks, and on the HD screen, the colors really pop, and I enjoyed running through the world. The gameplay can be described as a 2D open world adventure. I get very Metroidvania feels from this, and also a little bit of Zelda with the dungeon sections. This game requires you to hop around as you unlock more powers to reach new destinations, just like most Metroidvania type games. In terms of visual variety, you have Scuttletown, a forest area, a base/water area, and a desert area. The stages look great and definitely encourages exploration with rocks you can break and many caves you can explore. There are a few different enemies that Shantae can run into during her adventure. You have basic pumpkin enemies that can throw bombs and such, orcs with these mini wings, spiders, and these annoying mermaid enemies. There are more enemies to fight as well, as you see the majority of these in the second dungeon gauntlet. The game also has boss fights, and most of them follow the Mega Man formula, where it's more so recognizing the pattern of the boss and attacking when you have the chance. None of the bosses really gave me many issues besides the final boss with Shantae's Dark Copy. She literally uses Shantae's entire moveset, so you better be good at dodging. Speaking of movesets, Shantae has her main move, which is her hair whip. She can also visit the item shop to increase the speed of the hair whip or increase its overall damage output. You can also purchase attacks that utilize Shantae's magic meter. My favorite is definitely the flamethrower and the pike balls. The flamethrower is great for attacking enemies from a longer range, and the pike balls are great to get some extra hit on the bosses. You also have this thundercloud that I'll only use to get into that one required dungeon, so experiment around and see what moves you like the best. One of the main mechanics of the game are Shantae's animals transformations. Throughout the game, you will run into these magic fountains which will grant you the ability to change into Shantae's many animal forms. One being a monkey who is very small and agile. You use this form to get across tight areas, and after you obtain the monkey bullet, you can travel across huge stretches of land. The elephant form, which you use to smash boulders and rocks in order to access new areas. And finally, the mermaid, which is needed to locate the final layer and dive underwater. Each of these forms serve their intended purpose, and they're fun to use. The only complaint I have is when you have to transform, depending on which form you need to access, it kills the pace of the game. This is something that they did fix in later titles, so props to WayForward for listening to the feedback from the fans. The music in this game is enjoyable, and I found some great pieces of music that I genuinely enjoy here. The forest theme where you're jumping from tree to tree was one of my favorite tracks in this game, and also the end credits music is great as well. Shantae is another series of games that has great music, so definitely give the soundtrack a listen. Overall, Risky's Revenge is a good game and not that long of an experience. My very first playthrough, I clocked in at a little over 6 hours, and my review file clocked in under that, so you'll be able to play through this game in a day or two. The gameplay is solid, and it does lay the foundation for the series, which WayForward expands upon in future titles. Give this game a run, it's worth the time. Currently, you can find Risky's Revenge on both the PS4 and the PC, but WayForward announced that these games are also coming to Xbox and Switch later this year, so be on the lookout. After Risky's Revenge, we have a couple more games I want to follow up on for this channel, but until then, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.